Hello. Where did my song go? Oh, it finished. Hi everyone. How's it going? How are you doing? How has been your week? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Um, and hi, especially if you're watching this after the fact. If you're not watching this online, every time I do a stream, I export it to YouTube to leave it there for people to watch it if they want to. But anyways, yes, hi, how is everyone doing? If you're still here, say hi in chat. I saw somebody followed, so thanks for the follow here on Twitch while we were on the timer. But anyways, yes, today, okay, so I spent my whole week thinking about device authorization flow in a good way, I promise. So last week, we managed to get a QR code going for people to continue the login on their devices and so on. And I spent the whole week thinking, oh my god, we are so close to finalizing the whole flow within the Pimoroni Badger2040w. And I cannot wait to see it. And I'm so excited for it. And like, you have no idea. Anyways, so today we're going to continue doing that, and hopefully we manage to log in and show some user data on the Badger after the login is done. So as far as I can tell, the only part missing is making the request every so often for Auth0 to check whether the user was logged in or not. We can recap that in a little bit when we look at the code. But anyways, hi, welcome. I'm glad you joined. Happy Friday to you. Let's have some fun, shall we? Okay, so where's my code? Here. Oh, by the way, before we actually jump into the code, have you heard about passkeys? Important question. If not, you should totally learn about passkeys. So I recommend you go to learnpasskeys.io. It's a brand new website and brand new playground for you to learn about passkeys. We released it last week. So Valentine's Day week, we released this little thing. It's time to break up with passwords, y'all. So, go check it out, learn about passkeys. And in a little while, I don't know exactly when because I don't remember the date, we will also have a demo that you can try passkeys directly on the browser on this website. So check it out, give it a chance. Learn about passkeys. Passkeys is something that is coming and is going to, help us all break up with passwords. I hate passwords, so I'm always very happy when I have new technology that allows me not to use passwords. So check it out. Now, well, notice from work done, we can get into the code. So let's go. I don't know if you're new here or not, but just a little intro. So this is Tony. Tony is an IDE, much like VS Code and other IDEs out there. And we use Tony to talk with some microcontrollers, Micropython enabled devices. And what I have here right on top of me, right here, is one of these type of devices, and it is sitting on my desk, which is this one. I ran the script earlier today, so this is showing the script from earlier today, and this is not even available. If you try to scan this QR code, it's going to show that the code is not working because it's expired. But in any case, so Tony is capable of talking to this device, which allows me as a developer to code this device to do whatever I want to do. Right now, it is connected to my computer through the cable, and it is functioning. So basically what this script that is doing is connecting to the internet with the configuration that I already put in the Badger a while ago, like the information from my Wi-Fi network, like the SSID and password. And after that, it makes a request to Auth0 to get the device code. And also when that connection is successful, you get back information like this URI over here that you can use to log in a user, or a user can use to log in. But anyways, so device authorization flows is great for input constrained devices. So think of a smart TV, or in this case, the badge that I'm using. It doesn't have a keyboard, so there is no way that I can type my username and password or connect with Google or anything. So the idea would be for you to either access that website or scan the QR code for you to continue logging in. I can even probably show how this QR code, what this QR code looks like on my phone. Let's try to do that. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So I just opened my camera on my phone. You can see my phone here in the camera, and I can read the QR code and access the website. It's going to take me and show this device activation page where you can confirm the code and click continue. But as you probably can tell, it's showing an invalid or expired user code, which is the case because I requested this like 1 hour ago, and these codes expire very fast, like 900 seconds fast. Anyways, so that's the code that we already have. It was already doing that. It's calling Auth0 and asking for the device code. So my idea, when I was thinking, was I want to request the code. I want to let the person or persons, the user, log in with that code by scanning the QR code. And now I need to do is check with Auth0 if the user logged in or not. If the user did log in, then I want to show information from that user on the display there, like, hi, welcome, or something like that, with the name of the person. I think that kind of works. I think that's a good idea. Anyways, why am I doing this? So last year, I did, together with my colleagues here at Auth0, we created a demo for running at booths at Python events to show the power of Auth0 with Python. And the people would log in to a website, see information about how Auth0 works. So basically learn how Auth0 looks in real life, see how that is integrated within the code. And we could talk about what is the logging process of an application. I could probably even run one here, but I'm not going to do that right now. Basically what happens is, when you, like me as a developer, I personally don't like to build logging pages, and I also don't like to have to manage users' data, because I think it is smarter to have that information be handled by a service that knows what they are doing. Not that I do not know, it's just that it's better to have somebody that is specialized in that take care of it for me. And also because I prefer to focus on the features that I want to provide to my users, right? So we did that demo, we walked people through logging in, and I guess changing to my face, logging in and what is the process. So basically your application in Python that is running on a server or on your machine will redirect your user to Auth0. Auth0 will show the login page and request the user information and credentials, something like the username and password, or logging in with something like Google, Facebook, Twitter, something like that you can have enabled on the Auth0 dashboard. And then once the credentials check out, people are returned to the application from the Auth0 login page with information from the user for your application to use, like the ID token and the access token. The ID token you can use for customizing your interface to show like profile picture, to show that person's name. The access token your application will use to make calls to external protected APIs, and process and make access to those resources if necessary. So basically you have those two artifacts of a user logging in that you can use on your application. So we built that demo, show people how to do it, and because I like to have fun, we figured out a way from generated the information to show on that screen by clicking a button after the user login on their profile page. They will see a button to generate a badge information. So these kind of devices are very good at keeping data showing on the screen even though they have no power. And I'm even going to show you an example. So going back to the camera view, if I were to go to an event, let's say I want to go to PyCon US or to PyTexas or PyCascades, I want to show maybe a QR code of where people can find me, like my social network, a website or something. And I want people to scan the QR code and find me on the internet, right? So there is this code that comes with the badge, but I customized it a little bit to show something a little bit different. And it will show information from me. So right now it doesn't have a QR code in it, but it has like my name, my handle on most social networks, which is Jess and Pearl, by the way, if you don't know it. And whatever the event name is. So like here I have like Jess, which even though my name is Jessica, I prefer people call me Jess. And that is like the event that I went to, which was the day at Octane, the last event from November that I used this badge. Auth0 by Auth, which is a company that I work at, and Jazz Temporal, which is my handle. Usually I have also a QR code here that people can follow to see content that I made or find me on the social networks. But the idea is kind of the same. So people would log in, click that button, generate information, and we could update the badge here to show people's names based on the data we got from Auth0 within the ID token. Oh, hey learner, how you doing? How you doing? Nice to see you here. How was your week? How's work going? How's life? Everything good, I hope. In any case, one thing that I wanted to do was, what if people do not want to log in through a website, then click a button, and then plug in the badge to show information? How would we do that? And Device Flow is here to help with that. So basically, run this code, show a QR code, people can scan the QR code and log in. Oh, nice. Well, I used to volunteer more, but I'm not volunteering as much as this year. But it's only February. Hopefully that will change by half of the year. But good. What are you volunteering about? Anything related to tech, I hope? I used to volunteer a lot for Jingle Girls and Pie Ladies things. Oh, dear. And we have a bot in chat. Give me 1 second. I need to get rid of it. How do I do that? And if I could see my screen, that would be great. I have no idea how to do moderation on my Twitch channel. Just a second. It's going to stay there. I give up. I will figure out that later. Oh, nice, learner. So you're teaching them to code in your neighborhood. So how are you teaching them? I heard great things about things like Make Arcade and Pi Gamers and whatnot. Oh, by the way, little story time. So I have this little device which is called Pi Gamer. Here, I can turn it on probably. Let me turn it on. So it is intended, it is CircuitPython, and it is intended for people either to learn how to code or to implement little games. So right now it's on, doesn't have any games loaded into it. It's just like CircuitPython because I was trying to figure out how to connect this to the internet. And one of the projects that I was thinking about, following the same idea of device authorization flow with the badge, was people would play the game. Once they die because they made too many mistakes, or they finish a game, we could show a QR code. People would log in with their phones, and then the data from the game, like, you know, the points, could be uploaded to a little board that I could have online connected to this little thing. So I think that would be great, but the only caveat is this little device doesn't come with a Wi-Fi module, doesn't have a Wi-Fi chip in it. So I was looking on the internet, and this is a call out to the Adafruit folks. If you know how to do this, please help me, because I couldn't figure out myself. I spent maybe 3 hours this week trying to figure out that outside of work, to be honest. So I bought this little feather because the Adafruit Pygamer has a way to connect with these feathered little chips things to give it like extra. So it's an extra module that you can purchase separately to give more powers to your little devices. So I bought this one because it has an ESP32 chip, which is the same chip that comes with the badge that I have there, that connects to the Wi-Fi. So my idea was like, oh, I can just plug this in and use that as the Wi-Fi module for my Pygamer to connect to the internet and do the upload of the information after the user logs in with the QR code. So a few challenges. First, QR code in the Pygamer. Don't know how to do that yet, but I will figure out. Second, it is running CircuitPython, different from this Badger that I use normally that is running Micropython. So not that different, but it's still something different that I have to figure out. And the second part is I cannot make this communicate with the Pygamer. So shout out to Jim Bob Bennett. So Jim Bennett did a blog post with the Pi badge and the airlift feather, which is basically kind of the same thing. So you you plug in the feather into the Pygamer, upload the libraries that you need from Adafruit, and they should communicate. But every time that I try to run the script, it fails for SPI reasons, kind of gives a timeout, and I don't get it. So if you know anything about this, let me know. I would love some help. If not, next week I'm probably going to be excuse me, going to send a message on the Adafruit Discord to try to figure out with people that know more about this thing than I do. But if I can make it happen, you probably will see me doing live streaming on it and blog posting on it, and hopefully building that leaderboard and playing video games on the Pi badge, the Pygamer, to have fun with it. Now, the other side to this is I'm probably going to try to buy a Pi badge and an airlift feather thingy to see if I can make it run on the Pi badge and the airlift feather thingy. And if it runs on that, I can start on that to prototype, because it's also CircuitPython and things are different. But anyways, you know, projects for the future. If you know anything about it, shoot me a message on any of my social networks. For those on Twitch, you can find my social networks by doing !socials, and it should print out my socials. For those outside of Twitch, hi y'all. Badger2040w, which is my website /socials, should show you a page of all of with buttons for all my social networks as well. So send me a message if you know anything about this. But anyways, going back, checking his chat because I was talking on and on. So Learner said, I'm using an OTV and a laptop with Bluetooth keyboard that is also a large whiteboard for sketches and ideas. Oh, nice. Nice. I don't know who you're talking about being amazing. Hopefully your students, I'm hoping. But if not, the other thing is probably the Adafruit folks. Shout out to the Adafruit folks. I never thought I would be a, IoT little devices and Arduino kind of person, but I'm being converted into it. I might be a hardware person and I just didn't know about it. So yeah, so learning about these things, trying to figure out how they work and how they communicate would be a fun process. Might take me longer than most of my learning progress for anything else because hardware is very new for me, but we're going to get there. In any case, going back to the code. So people would log in, generate the badge, and update the information on the badge by uploading the new badge details from, the website. Now what I want to do is cut part of that process by don't necessarily needing to have a website people log into, just having a QR code show and them logging into their phones. And of course, I will have a website because I think part of the fun is seeing what you're doing, not only on the device, but as well as something that they can access on the browser later on. So let's say they log into the badge, they can show their name, and then they can log into the website with their credentials and show and see that, oh, you logged in with the badge this many times, or you did this update when you logged in through the badge, kind of thing. So hopefully that will work. Oh yeah, Jim Bennett is awesome. For sure. Okay, going back to the code. Let's code. I'm talking way too much. And speaking of talking way too much, I don't have my water bottle, so that would be fun. Might make a break a little bit just to grab it. But anyways, let's go. So I'm going to run the script of device flow again and show a new QR code and confirm the flow. But instead of doing it on my phone, just because it is harder for you to read that, I'm going to access the website on my browser here on my computer. So let's run this one. Should give me the URI. And I'm going to copy this. So updated the screen there, which is good. Things are working. And here, hi Passkeys, you again. Oops. Didn't I copy? Nope. Copy. Yep, there. So this would be the screen that you'd see on your phone. Do I have a simulator? So the other day I was seeing this thing and I was like, I want to see how my browser works on my phone without having my phone with me. And then I figured out that you know, since I'm on Mac, you can have an iPhone simulator here and I can access this and show that on the phone as well. So this is on the browser and I'm going to do the same thing on my iPhone on my computer. So this would be the screen they would see. Look at that. And I can confirm this. And it asks me to log in. But I'm not logged in into this browser. So what I'm going to do is just use my normal browser to confirm and confirm. Did I click it? I don't think I did. Confirm. Now I did. So it's asking me to log in to continue to the Badger. And I'm going to continue with Google. And successful. Awesome. Now what is missing from the badge is to check whether or not the login happened. And that's what we need to do. So part of the information you get back from Auth0 is this URI, the code, which I'm already using here, and a few other things. So thinking of that, let's go back to the Auth0 documentation. And let's see what is the next step that I need to do. So this is the flow. Now we need to verify if the user logged in. And where was the example of the data that we get back? Oh, by the way, let me drop this also in chat. Here. Oh, and this is the one that has all the steps that I need to follow. And let's go. So I already did that part. I registered. I configured. So I requested the device code. I did the activation. Pull the token endpoint to request the token. And then authorize the user, use authorized devices. So I already did that. That's the browser part of the flow, which I can have on my phone or on my computer. After the user has authorized device, receive tokens. That's the part we want to do. And then I can call the API. So we did that part. Did I pass along the scope in the audience? I don't remember. Let's double check. Where is the code part that shows the request? Also here I did the domain and client ID. I don't think I passed the scopes nor the audience. Interesting. Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing my screen just because I need to double check that I have the audience already in my configuration file, and I do not want to share information like, you know, that I shouldn't with the internet. I'll be right back. Changing my screen. And you can still see me, which is fun. We can still chat. You can still hear me and listen to the music. So where's my configuration? Which one am I reading? Okay. So I have client ID, I have the domain, I have the RH256. And now the next thing I need is the information from the API, which would be the audience. And for that, I need to log into Auth0. Fingerprint. Hi, baby. So my little sister just dropped by and chat on Twitch. How you doing? Using me as a podcast as your work, which I hope it is what you're doing, right? Applications. All right. And okay, I'm going to go back to the code. So here I'm in my Auth0 dashboard. I'm going to also create a new API because I realized I don't have any APIs in this tenant, and I want to use this tenant for my APIs. So my identifier, I'm going to use in device auth. Well, in device auth flow API. You having lunch? What are you eating? Don't tell me. I'm going to get hungry. Me too. So fun fact, for those of you that haven't used Auth0 before, when you're creating an API, you can put in the name. This one you can change later. So, you know, be smart about it, but you can change later if you make a typo or something like that. The identifier though, you cannot change later. So this one you need to be smart about it. Otherwise you have to delete and create a new one. And keep the signing algorithm, the one that is already pre-selected for you. This is the best one anyways. So I'm going to use this one. So this is my domain. Since I control my domain, it makes sense for me to use that as my identifier. It doesn't need to be a URL, but it could be a URI of any type. So if you don't know about differences between URI and URL, I have a blog post for you. send me a message and I'll share that link. And but this is fine, so let's create this one. And once it creates, it shows you the application settings page, and you can go into settings and copy the information from that API to make calls to it. And you can also, you know, configure other stuff as well. So far, this is fine. I'm going to keep this as this. But now I also need to stop sharing my screen again so that I can copy this into my config and not share information that shouldn't be on the internet. So let's do again a break with the camera so I can continue talking to you. So basically the identifier, the one you cannot change, will be what you're going to use as your audience when you make that request for the application, the Auth0 endpoint to get the code. And let me see if I copied everything that I need. So I have the audience, and I guess that's all that I need. Yeah, I think so. Let me double check. Yeah, the other thing is scope, and scope I don't need to be in the configuration file. So I copied my audience on the configuration file, and I can go back to sharing my code. Oh, hi Sierra, how you doing? Sierra, say hi to, oh good, you are watching on Twitch. Interesting. So my sister is watching on Twitch, you're watching on X, Twitter, and my sister is watching on Twitch. If you were both on Twitch, I would introduce you, and you could be friends. But anyways, hi. Glad you joined. How you doing? Were you live streaming? Are you live streaming today? I know you're live streaming from time to time. I think it's in the middle of the week, but I don't remember. Oh, side note, for the people that usually join the live streams on Friday, next week I'm off. I'm taking a little break. You know, focusing on myself, getting some things done at home, and resting most of the time. I really need some rest and time to chill out. So next week we don't have live streaming, but we're going to be back on the week after that. So the second Friday of March, I'll be back. Hopefully I managed to get this code doing what it needs to do by the end of today's live stream, but I'm very optimistic about it, so I don't know if we're going to have time. Let's go. Anyways, I added the information on my configuration file. I don't need this code. So what I'm going to do here now is just add another read line from the config, and I'm going to do audience, and that'll be the audience, and I'm going to add to the request data audience, and I always forget to start with quotes and close, and audience. I just realized that I'm not following my own standard. So I have domain and client ID, but it should be Auth0 audience as well. Anyways, and I'm going to do a strip of the empty new line thing, character in the end of the, just to be on the safe side and avoid any access problems based on this being present. And let's see where Auth0 request data, and I think I make the request here. Yes. So this is the domain, data, device code data. Where am I doing device code data? Oh, here. So the scope I'm already using is OpenID profile, and I need to add the information here to add the audience, I guess. I think that's what I need to do. So hopefully it will work. So I'm just going to copy this. So this is an F string, and this is the way that I can get a object to put information in the string. I just need to pass it inside of the curly brackets of the string, and it should be fine. Now pay attention that I have a single quote in here, so that's why the string is encapsulated on double quotes. Audience, and save. Okay, let's try to run this. Let's see if it breaks. That's how I like to do it, at least. I'm not sure if I need to send the audience here or if I need to send the audience in the second request, to be honest. I need to double check that. Well, at least I got the code back. So let's log into that one. And I'm going to copy this. And I have way too many things open in here. So this was the old one. Let's do a new one. And confirm. Congratulations, you are all set. So I can close this tab now. So I did, okay, so I needed the audience here. I already sent the scopes and I did send the audience. Good. Audience, note that when requesting a device code to call custom API, you need to set the audience parameter. So that's why you need to set the audience parameter. Click additional scopes. And for scopes, I only put, I think, OpenID and profile. Yeah. Let's see, OpenID and profile. I could also add the email here as well. But I think that will be enough for now. So the profile thing comes from Auth0, as well as the OpenID part. The API you want to access, use the identifier value on the settings tab of your API. Okay. So the device code response should be this. So here's the expire in, and the interval is the amount of times in seconds that I need to wait to make a request to check if the user logged in. You can increase this if you want or decrease it, but I think 5 is the recommended minimum time that you can have. So now I can pull the token URL to request a token. So that's the part that we need to do. Configure, request device activation, device code, user code. You must use the user code verification your eye on. Okay, so this was the example. I have a similar one, but I'm doing the QR code in there. Now requesting token. Yeah, gotcha. So here's where. Okay, so we need to send to the Auth token endpoint to get tokens back from this content type. With this content type, with this grant, which is the device code grant, type of grant, and then the device code, which is the device code we get back from when we make the request and the request is successful, and then the client ID. Let's try to replicate this. I'm going to copy this. And mind you, I'm showing you this URL because I think it's easier to read and less complex, but you also have all of these languages, C#, Go, Java, blah, 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 even Python if you want to. Although Python, I think, is using the connection from the Python standard library, not request or HTTPX. So, and I also using a third library here, which is the Micropython version of request. So using this URL for me is easier to actually convert that to the request module from here. So let's break this down. So device code, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now I'm going to comment all of this. And this doesn't have my usual shortcuts and I haven't figured out how to do them. By the way, if anybody knows, let me know as well. And so this is my example post request that I need to do. So I'm going to also copy this part here, so I can make the version of this part. So this is going to request tokens from Auth0 to make calls to protected API. So I think we are getting only an access token back, but we need to double check that as well. So first, device code data. So these are the data. So this is going to be device code. And then I save the data somewhere, don't I? Data, yes, data. And what I need is your device code. I should have saved this data here. I'm going to run this really quickly on the shell. Well, I cannot. I'm going to do different. I'm going to be this is the response. I'm going to use response. Oh, it's not data, it's response, right? Okay, so this is the JSON. Okay, I'm going to print this one, it's better. Data. Print data. Print data. And run. Just so that I have the data on the shell so that I can look at it and see what is the name for the information that I need, because I don't remember at the top of my head. Oh, something broke. Oh, I'm going to comment this out as well. Eep. Let's try now. Okay, so now I have the information here. So user code, the expiration time for that device, for that code, the link for it as well. And just to be on the safe side, I'm going to also confirm this one. And device code, this is the one that we need. Good. Device code. Oh, it's the same name of the thing that I need to pass. Good to know. What? Okay, device code. And I also need to pass along the client ID. So $sign, no, not $sign, commercial A. I don't know how to say this name of this thing in English. And client ID, client ID equals data and also client ID. Client ID is not in data. Client ID is from my Auth0 configuration. Where can I find Auth0 request data? I don't think that's the one that I need. Client ID. Oh yeah, that's exactly the one that I need. Good. Auth0 request data. Client ID. Auth0 request data. Client ID. So this is the data. Oh, I'm missing grant type as well. So let's add grant type. Grant type, and I'm going to make this a string. And I'm going to add this in here. Grant type equals grant type. Yep, I think that's it. Okay, now header. Headers, content type, application, form URL encoded is the same. Awesome. URL is the one that changes. Auth/token. or auth/token, and I'm already using the Auth0 request data to format it the way that it's supposed to be. URL headers device code, and this would be tokens. I'm going to say tokens, but I need to double check if it tokens is a tokens in the plural sense, but I think it's only one. I don't know if it has more information other than the access token. Let's see. And we're going to print those out. Tokens. And I'm also going to do blank prints just to have some space separation in between stuff. And let's run it. Oh, I know something that is going to break this. I can only do this after a certain period of time, otherwise it's going to be problematic. Yep. Token request data. Token request response. And then token will be token response.json. Do I have the time import time? And can I do time is leave like 1 second? Yes. Okay. So I'm going to import time as well and make the code wait for 5 seconds. Where is it? Now, ideally, instead of making the code wait 5 seconds, I should use this interval here. So instead of like hard code my 5 seconds port, I'm going to do this the pretty way, okay? So I'm going to do time sleep, and I have that information inside data, and the amount is the interval. And technically I should make like a loop that waits 5 seconds and then wait a little bit longer and then wait a little bit longer until it gets an answer back or tries to get an answer back and see if it works. So we will request every 5 seconds. So I'm just going to make it sleep for now. Maybe I should do this like 15 seconds so it gives me time to scan it and confirm. Yep. Can I do 10? Yes. So 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay, now it's better. I could also do a 4 and say like print a dot or something. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Can we do that instead? Or is that the way you do it? I don't remember anymore. And time sleep 1 and print times, just so I know when the time ends. This is so ugly, but it's going to say like that. It's going to say like that. All right. Let's try. Oh, invalid syntax line 149. What did I do wrong? Oh yeah, my camera froze. Nobody told me. What's up? Okay, I got distracted. Oh my god. I'm running against the time. Confirm, confirm. It worked. Oh, it's still printing dots. Good. Time's up. Good. And we get the token. So see, token type, access token. Great. It doesn't print everything because it's so big. Oh, okay. So instead of doing print of the access tokens, let's do tokens dot keys. And let's run that again. Get ready, everybody. We need to do this in less than 15 seconds, and I get really nervous when I have the timer going on. Ooh, let's go. Stop. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Go, 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 go. Confirm. Dear Lord. And it's going. Time's up. Okay, so here I get a token type, right? Which is bearer token. I get an access token, which is the token itself. I get when the token expires. I get, oh, great. I get the ID token and the scope. Perfect. So the ID token has the information from the user. The access token I can use to call externally protected APIs. So let's use the ID token then. Let's unpack the ID token. Yes, decode it and then grab the information from there and show that information up. Okay. Then I'm going to put as a to-do for myself. I'm going to try and see what happens if a user doesn't log in or doesn't confirm the code, and what happens. Okay, because I need to prepare the code for what if I wait the 5 seconds, the user didn't confirm, what is the answer that I get back, so that I can use that answer to wait another 5 seconds and then try it again and go on like this until the user confirms, up until 900 seconds, which is the time for expiring the code. So I'm going to make a note here. To do. Check when user not confirmed. What is the response? Use the response to enable the code to test for user confirmation again. And finally is try until user log confirms or 900 expiration time interval. What is the name again? I'm going to double check the name of the field that has expires in reaches its limit, because I'm going to use this to make my code a little bit smarter. So for example, let's say right now the expires in comes with 900 seconds, but what if it is less than that or more than that? I need to be able to handle that type of things, that type of variance that could happen within my application, right? Well, my script. It is an application nonetheless. It is an application for the Badger, but still. So what I was going to do later, use the ID token. So to use the ID token, I already have that code kind of ready because we did that before. Not the ID token itself, but what was it? Another JSON web token. So somewhere in here, I have something about JSON web tokens. I guess this is it. So basically, it makes a request to the Auth token endpoint as well and grabs token. So it passes along client D, client secret type, grant type. And I get the response as a JSON object. Oh, so I don't use that anywhere. I just make a request. Is that it? It could be. Yes. Okay. But I did get the information from the JSON Web Token somewhere. I think I did at least. If not, I might have to install a library to do that in here. You know, validate the tokens, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think I only used the token. I did not verify it myself. Yeah, okay. So let's figure out how to do that now. Do I have anything JWT related in here? I don't think so. Let's Google it. Micropython JWT. If not, this could be a great way to do a contribution. I'm converting a program from Python to Micropython, and has a lot of dependency issues. Yeah, okay, so not. So this is a blog post I wrote. Fine. So CircuitPython does have a JWT library. So does Micropython has one? If not, I would love to write one or convert one that already exists, because I don't know how heavy is this one and if I could install it on the badge and not have problems with it. Oh, I kind of know this person. I've seen his face somewhere before. Where? I don't remember. So it's kind of okay. But it only supports HS, not RS, which is not fun. Okay, now using this, I'm going to try to install. I'm going just to double check the library from Micropython. Docs. Oh no, this one. I don't think Python has a standard library for dealing with JSON Web Tokens, to be honest. Yep. Network, blah, blah, blah. Port specific. Extending libraries from Python. I mean, it is the part that I need is the body, but I don't want to be sneaky about it. So JSON Web Tokens are very special because there is a collection of steps you need to take to validate a JSON Web Token, right? I do not want to write all of the code for doing that Micropython version, although I could. I just don't want to. because it has a lot of things you need to support. Like the basic of basic support is I still need to grab the key. I need to check for the expiration date, validate, make sure that the signature is working. So this could be like a whole project that I could do. It would be fun to do it, to be honest. But at the same time, I think I might try to install the one that already exists instead. Yeah, I might try to. Python standard libraries and micro libraries. I wish there was like a link here that said, oh, if you want to create your own micro libraries, here's how you do it. So this is array built-ins. See, we learning new things, folks. You see, I was very optimistic about this thing. I knew I was being optimistic, and even so, like I was like, it's going to be fine. Nope. Okay, let's try to install a PyJar here. Okay. How do I install a library again? I don't remember. Install Python libraries and Micropython. Tony. This question makes no sense, okay? Just so you all know. But I'm trusting installing Python packages with Tony. This is whatever. So tools manage packages. This is where. Okay. Tools manage packages. Install from PyPI. Okay. JWT search. So the one that I do know is this one, PyJar. Oh, is this? Okay, wait. Micropython lib has PyJar. No description. Now I'm curious. Using JWT MicroPython. This is the forum that we already know how not to work it. It doesn't work. Okay. Let's take a look at the code. MicroPython. Doesn't have anything of PyJar here. Is this enough for y'all to read? Yeah, hope so. Can I search? Python ecosystems by Judge. It's there. It exists. Yes. So it's the same one that I saw before. And now I get to implement a new thing here because it's not the algorithm that I want to use. See? Okay, so this is going to take a little bit more time. Here we go. So this creates a jar and this validates a jar. So for example, what is happening here is if the algorithm is not listed, it's going to give an invalid algorithm error. And I already know it's not listed because all the JSON Web Tokens, unless you change that configuration in the Auth0, all the JSON Web Tokens within Auth0 are going to come out as RS256. One thing I could do to make this work would be changing into HS instead of RS, but I do not want to do that. Yeah. This also only accounts for JSON Web Tokens that have three standards, which is a header, body, and signature. But I heard there are JSON Web Tokens that can have 5. So there is also that. In my case, it doesn't really matter. Mine has 5. Has 3. Okay, baby. Have a good work. See you soon. Bye-bye. And then what it does, it loads the header, it loads the payload from the parts, and it loads the signature. If any exception happens, it gives an error. And then tests again for the header. So maybe I could, okay, I could replicate this, but I'm going to do this at another time. Oh, I might try to implement this on my own, and then if it works, go back to talking to each y'all. I'm going to also double check about how is doing the HMAC thing, if that is the RS part available. Because if it not, it brings a whole other can of worms, and I'm so disappointed. And uses rashlib, that's fine. Hashlib is here. HMAC. Yeah, I don't think it has support for RS though. Yeah, so note to self, Jessica, double check stuff. Like I was not expecting this, but it's fine. Homework for me to do, I guess. Yep. That would be a great contribution to do, by the way. It's funny because PyJot is on PyPI, but it's not showing here. Why is that? See, it's there. Is the capitalization that is making this be icky? Yes, there you go. Let's try to install this and see if it works. Successfully installed. I hope it doesn't break my thing. Okay, it is installed. So let's try to import PyJot. No module name. See? Oh, import DWT. Help. So how do I use the one that is not the one that is here? Because this one is the HMAC one, the Micropython version. How do I use the version that is not Micropython? The problem with PyJot is that it conflicts with the name that I have. Okay, so at least we managed to install it. We need to figure out how to get that working on the badge and on the shell. And I'm going to stop here today. You know, something to learn. Thank you everybody that joined. Reminder once again, next week we don't have any live streams happening. I'll be off, taking a little bit of a rest. I need to chill and, you know, rest up for the coming year. So next week I'm off. Also, you're probably not going to see me much on social networks as well. But the week after that, I'm back. So keep in mind to come back here on the, what day is the week of, is that the day of the week is Friday, but what day it is? On the 8th of March, I'll be back. So come back here, whatever you're watching, either Twitch, LinkedIn, or Twitter. I refuse to call Twitter X, by the way, or Twitter. I'll hope to see you again. And you know, it was nice seeing you today. I hope you had fun. If I manage to make this work, I will probably be posting it and show how to do that on the week of 8th of March. So see you soon. Bye.